All right, so it's midweek here on Showbiz Now. We're live on Joy Prime TV, wherever you find yourself. Good morning to you. I want to believe you're doing pretty well this morning. You're in good spirit and you're ready to make the world move. And that's the only way you can get your positivity going and also making some money for yourself. It's pretty important that you do so. In the next 30 minutes, I've got you for company and you've got me, and I'm excited about it. We have loads and loads of conversation to have on the show today. Ladies and gentlemen, my name, God took a microphone, put a soul in it, dropped it on F and named it KMJ, and I was born to talk. You can go on Facebook and be a part of the conversation we're just about having here. Our social media pages has been unified as Joy Prime TV on Facebook, Instagram, and then of course on Twitter. You can join us over here and also drop your messages and let us know what you think about what we're talking about here on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, you're most welcome to Showbiz Now. All right, so I've got my, one of Ghana's very own, an African's very own, Gibrilville, in the studio. We'll have a conversation coming up here on the show. But before that, let's talk about some trending issues that have been going on. And in the news today, Akosua Japan must clarify allegations of Nana Ampadu death, and that's Ola Michael who speaks on that issue. Now, veteran musician Akosua Japan has provided a detailed account with regards to what led to the death of Nana Ampadu, and in an interview on Adum TV, she discloses that the first hospital he was being rushed to, that's Achimota Hospital, paid no attention to him, and so they had to quickly rush him to the University of Ghana Medical Center at Legon, where the doctors were over there, tried their possible best to save him, but unfortunately, death laid its icy hands on him. Now, she therefore also affirms that the late alive musician died as a result of medical negligence on the side of Achimota Hospital. With regards to this revelation, Ola Michael has also come out to say that Akosua Japan must clarify allegations on the alive musician's death. In an interview on Accra Bay Station, Ola stated that taking Akosua's account of medical negligence on the side of Achimota has caused Ampedu's demise could be problematic. He also submitted that issues to do with health, death are very sensitive and must be treated as such. He claims an ambulance delayed in arriving for the sick Ampadu, but we cannot verify that because in the heart of the moment, she claims maybe her claims may be such subjective. So now that emotions are down, we can see clarification on that. Now, he also concludes that the issue must be further investigated to know the truth, and Akosua must also come out to give Ghanaians a better clarification on her statement as well. And that's what Akosua Japan has been talking about, and Ola Michael has also been responding to in the issue of the late Nana Kwame Ampadu. May his gentle soul rest in perfect peace. Now, away from that, let's move on to some more stories. And Famille and OGB are back in the news again. Let's talk about it. And it says that Famille reveals he never received a penny from OGB Music. Now, Ghanaian high life musician Famille has revealed that he has never received a dime from the 2.5 million Ghana cedis sign on money from his previous record label, OGB Music, as circulated in the media. He discloses that the sign-on money was used by the label led by Ogidi Brown to shoot music videos and not for his personal use. Now, he further clarified that he has officially terminated his managerial contract with the former boss Ogidi Brown and label OGB Music after paying an undisclosed amount of money. Monetary gains from streams of some of his works are channeled to his former boss as well. He also stated that for that sake of peace, for the sake of peace, he has taken a stand not to fight with his former boss, and he concludes by maintaining his stance on the fact that he has never received a dime from OGB Music, and also the media should stop circulating such news as there is no iota of truth in that as well. And that's Famille and OGB Music talking about what has been going on over the period and how things have been resolved so far, and he says he's never made a penny. So I mean, ultimately, when you are signed on a record label, you know that there are other things that will be given to you, including you shooting your music videos and all of that. As to whether it was stated in the contract that that is not going to be money given to you as an artist, but it's going to be money used by the label to promote your brand, your career. That's also another conversation altogether. So that's basically what it is on that issue. Now, let's move on to some more stories on the foreign front. Before we get into my conversation here on the show, let's look at Britney Spears and Madonna's 2003 VMA case to be also auctioned as an NFT. Now, the famous shot of Madonna kissing Britney Spears on stage at the 2003 MTV Music Video Music Awards will soon have a new owner in the digital world. It's been auctioned off as an NFT. Now, the actual photo of the iconic case was taken by Hollywood photographer John Scherer, who's entering the NFT space with the cryptographer to sell his one-of-a-kind moment while raising money for a good cause as well. Now, a portion of the proceeds from the auction, which begins the morning of October 7th and runs for 72 hours, will benefit GLAAD, as it was recalled that the 2003 VMAs opened with Britney popping out of a wedding cake dressed as a sexy bride before being joined on stage by Christina Aguilera, now also in a wedding dress, and finally the Material Girl as well. Now, at the end of their performance of Like a Virgin and Hollywood, Madonna locked lips with Spears and Aguilera. Though the case with Britney got more pep, now someone can actually own the piece of the music history via NFT, but it won't come cheap. The only question is how much is the case truly worth, and that's what is happening with the issue of Britney Spears and, of course, Madonna here on the stories that we have for you in the foreign front right about now. Now, let's get into some conversation here in the studio right now and talk about the issue of music. And in the studios with me this morning, I have my brother, Gibrilville, here in the studio. We'll be talking music here on the show. Let me also remind you that on Friday at 2 p.m., we have what we call the Moments with Joy, which is happening at 2 p.m. My guest will be Araba Kumsin of Joy News and Joy 99.7 FM. Araba Kumsin is going to be my guest on Friday, 2 p.m. sharp on our Facebook page, Joy Entertainment GH. Make sure you're part of that conversation. It's going to be exciting, and I want you to be a part of it. 2 p.m. sharp on Facebook. We're live, all right? If you love Araba Kumsin, you can drop your messages over there. All the questions you want to ask her, she's definitely going to be answering to them here on the show on Friday at 2 p.m. All right? It is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. So let's get into some conversation and find out where my brother has been all this while and what he has for Ghanaians. But fortunately for you, he's got some works out there that we'll be talking about as well. Kilode is out there. We're going to be talking about that one as well. Now, bro, let's get into it. How are you doing, man?
I'm good, man.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. How you doing?
Charlie, I'm cool.
Looking good?
Cool. Oh, thank you. You're looking good as well.
Thank you. Thank
nice
you.
one. So you go way back into music, man. You've even got links with One Love the Kobolo.
Yes.
How come a lot of us don't know about that?
I've been a busy man. I've been working across multiple industries in the States. And so I never really had the chance to just like fully just focus on music.
Okay.
But in between working in the automobile industry and also in the music industry, I put out a lot of records, worked with a lot of producers, tried to balance both. Yeah. Up until about 2 years ago. Okay. When I was just like metal to metal, it's all music. Let's go.
See, interesting. It's not a bad thing to put, you know, your hands on different things.
Yeah.
But I want to find out, was it because that you foresee that music will not pay? You're not going to make money in music. So let me look for some business. Because, I mean,
well, you know what? It's actually the other way. When you have your hands into other businesses, then you don't depend on music to pay.
Okay, so the idea was to just make sure that you don't go broke.
Exactly. I'm like, listen, we know what music can do to you, all right? I mean, basically, you know, coming from, I guess, I can say this new generation, like music artists break much younger, but coming from, you know, my generation, usually, you know, it will take you about 8 to 10 years to build your foundation to that level where you can have bigger labels or bigger platforms looking out for you and seeing, okay, what does this guy have? Who does he collaborate with? What kind of experience does he have? Is he worth the investment? You know, but in today's age, I see people like Thames. She just came into the game in 2018. You know, so it's just coming from different time eras. I guess, depending on how passionate you are, you either keep going or depending on your experiences, if you were one of those people that just depended on music to be your bread and butter, then, you know, some heartbreaks or maybe, you depend on other people to produce you, that can also be a tough journey. I basically have been blessed to be able to, finance myself. So
Absolutely.
I never really put too much pressure like, oh my God, I got to make it tomorrow.
Yeah.
I take my time. I try to work with the producers I look for and not necessarily just settle for any producer. And sometimes that can also come with a price tag. So,
And looking at the new generation now, you think social media has really contributed a lot to
100%. I mean, back in the day when One Love and I started, this was like 2004. Even a cell phone was like a thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Today, kids have cell phones in school. You know what I mean? So back then, it was a bit harder to get your brand in front of people if you didn't have the platforms that were able to distribute globally.
So let's talk about it. Now, I mean, looking at it from that era to what we are now, what are some of the few things that inspire what you write and the people that you appeal to? Looking at both generations, both sides.
I think I try to keep my subject to life in general. As much as things have changed as far as like technology, agriculture, the climate that we are in, there's a lot of advancement that has happened. It still doesn't mean that the typical life stories don't happen. You still have broken homes. You still have people that are fighting with drug addiction. You still have love stories. You still have, the left to the left and to the right. You bob. So some things it happen. Whether you get phone or you get yam. You send the text.
That's true.
So I just try to stick to stories that are personal to me, into something that I've been through. I try and say it from a different perspective, because I believe there's nothing new under the sun, right? Into what I'm feeling, somebody else is feeling it. How do I say it the Gibrilville way? So that I can cover, all the cultures that I've been blessed to, live with and be a part of in my dress.
Absolutely. We're having a good time over here. If you're just joining us, you can send your messages to us. Drop it on our Facebook page. We're streaming live on Facebook as well, so you can also get there and drop your messages over there. I'm definitely going to take them one after the other. You can also join us on Zoom. If you want to talk to us, you can join us on Zoom as well. The passcode and then, of course, the ID is on your screens right now, so you can just get on Zoom and let's have a conversation. Basically, tell me what you think about Gibrilville, and also if you're someone who loves his music, you let us know about it. Now he's got a new one. He's been jumping every place now you go. You see people jumping into it. Kilo Day. We're going to be talking about that as well here on the show. All right. So get your messages too. Now let's talk about the works that you're putting together right now. You believe so much in the EP or album, or you believe in the singles doing the magic for you? Which of the divide do you belong to?
I believe. So there's a strategy, right? And then there's the art, right? So I say, paint your art, like put whatever it is on your head, put it on a sheet of paper, or if it's music, put it on the beat. If it's an album you're doing, I create music and albums. But it doesn't necessarily mean I release the albums, So after I've created the picture the way it did my head inside, then now I have to look the industry and say, okay, how's the industry releasing music in this era? All right, we're doing singles. So we'll make sure, say, the singles will tell the same story of the albums the way I released them. So Kilo Day came out first because the album is called Good Things Manifest, Bad Things Defect. So when you plant a seed in a good way, it's gonna grow and give you more fruits. If you take a dream bunny, go do something.
That one to gain.
That one go defect. It go defect. It go blast for your top. It might look good. It might look good, but Charlie, it did like them phones that they sell. No, they look like Apple, but they go give you the price. They go say, the price they jam, then you go buy them. But after 3 months,
you see this one will be the real one we want.
Is there a thing go blast for your top? So that's what we do, man. We look at the atmosphere of the music industry.
So not to cut you, but you are not necessarily under pressure to put an album there.
No, I'm not. The only pressure that comes is we, the artists ourselves. Sometimes we give ourselves the pressure.
That's because what happens.
Because we feel like, if the song is recorded today, it must be released tomorrow. I had to learn in my journey that that's not what it is. So I still have records that I'm releasing this year that I recorded maybe 2-3 years ago. Because you have to feel the environment. You could do something. Look at cars. Some cars, they cut them so many years ago and they're still on the road.
Yeah.
Now, when somebody buys a used car, to them it's brand new.
Exactly.
It's like music.
Yeah.
It could be old, but the minute you release it, it's brand new to the rest of the world. It's brand new to somebody. There's certain people that, would hear a Bob Marley record that they've never heard before. And, they'll gravitate to it like you did when you heard a Bob Marley record when it came out.
Yeah.
Or obviously, I don't think we were around when he was releasing his music.
No, of course.
But,
now,
with the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I think now we're in an atmosphere where singles can really open the door for you.
It is that for a lot of people.
Yeah. So I don't think it's that necessary to put the full project out there if you don't have traction, if you're not buzzing.
Yeah.
So find the singles that relate to the musical atmosphere, and then use that to ride to surf the wave until it's time to release the album. And at that point, you'll be more happy with the results rather than just throw a whole album out there. Another thing I like to do is release the music first before the video.
Okay.
Let people get used to the audio. Okay. Because then here comes the video. Now your song has another breath. It's taking another turn.
Okay.
And then, it's going into other places and then they come back for the audio.
Yeah.
But if you just get up and then release the video, you got to go to the next song.
That's the point.
You
because,
know?
I mean, the audio and the video are all out there
exactly.
already.
It's all out
They are
there
now
already.
looking for another thing.
Now
you
you look for another song,
That's
you know.
true. That's
But then the lifespan of a single should be at least 3 to 4 months.
Okay.
Now, if it's doing very well, that 3 to 4 months will show you that's going to be successful, and then you can relax. But then if it's getting traction and you're a new face, after 4 or 5 months, you might need to want to put out another single just to keep the momentum going. But some successes, again, like Thames, I mean, her story, they bust my mind.
Yeah.
Some
An
successes
incredible
can
story
happen
that girl
overnight.
had.
Incredible, and her vocals are incredible as well. So, when is your time is your time.
That's
without the pressure,
Yeah.
you should be able to always create. I'm a big fan of reggae music. And when you look at some of these guys' catalogs, the Barris Hammonds, of the world, I mean, extensive catalog, but when they drop today, the music is still fresh.
Yeah.
The fan base still wants it.
Yeah.
So just never stop what you do. You don't give up.
Great. Now, you've been to a lot of places. You've experienced a lot of things from different angles. I mean, you travel a lot and all of that. So, and musically, you've been projecting this. Now, let's look at that. We have issues with our systems. I mean, there's a main reason why some people now want to even stop doing music.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you do it and you don't really get what you're supposed to get in terms of royalties and all of that.
Yeah.
You think that there's a big issue with that. I mean, ultimately, we all know that.
Yeah.
Looking at the other side of it, you think that there's more to it than what we see in terms of the structures and the fact that we're not able to even put common royalties together.
100%. I say I've been in Ghana now 2 years since I moved back, and I just think that value is placed in the wrong place when it comes to our attitude towards certain things, and that value needs to be shifted in the right place. I think even management, before you can blame the system, let's look at your management, the people around you, because you can't always depend on the system, but you can create a system that works. If your technique or your mechanism is properly oiled and you got a good machine, meaning good people that are thinking about how to overcome obstacles, because like we said, the obstacles are not new. So if they're not new, why are we all making the same mistakes over and over again? This generation, the next generation. But then you look at certain scenarios, you think Nigeria doesn't have the same problem with royalties? They probably do. Look how big they are. We all have the same mindset because we're all West Africans. But look at the success rate of the up and coming Afrobeat acts. They are very successful. They're not there sitting there crying for royalties because they're traveling around the world and they're doing shows and they're picking up money.
I've never had any Nigerian musicians.
I've never had me say, oh, I'm not getting my royalties. Rather, you go see them, private jet, they travel across Lagos, they travel across the world, but they have a properly oiled machine. These guys do not do all the work themselves, and that's very important. I always say, as a musician, you're a product. So now imagine that product that comes out of the factory. Look at how many people are employed before it comes off the line, before it ends in your home. So you treat yourself like a product. Make sure you have a good circle of great thinkers that can project your music, that can project your message. It's not about sitting at home and crying about royalties. Because I think India Trim is past. if we're seeing the results out of the Nigerian music industry and we're seeing the way they're able to bridge the gaps and perform in big festivals, we need to see what we're doing within our own management to be able to become that example and stop looking at examples that we think did not make it or complaining about the same thing other people complain about. We should be past that by now.
Absolutely. I mean, that's quite an insight right there, shared, and I'm enjoying the conversation because this is very deep, and I love to have deep conversations like that because that's the only way we can turn things around.
Exactly.
And I appreciate the fact that you're sharing all the thoughts with us over here on the show. Now, he's got a new work. Now, he's been promoting this work for a while now, so I want you to take a look at it. When we come back, we'll talk to it as well here on the show. This is Showbiz Now. We're live on Joy Prime TV.
Yeah. Shout out to Cam Habit, the director. You know, he came through, man. He came through for me.
But you could have done Ghana, man. Like,
bro, it was becoming a headache.
To shoot a video here?
Yeah, it really was. I tried to find a few directors to work with here, you know, but you know, with music production or any kind of video production, you know, again, like I said, that team has to be on point.
Yeah.
You know, and now oh, this guy, you know, oh, Charlie. And that's another
like
thing.
Like, you don't want you to let that person do it for you. Somebody's telling you go to another person.
Somebody else is telling me go to another person, or don't go to him, oh. You go wait 3 months, you know, go get the results. I was like, why? They say, oh no, he takes his time. I was like, yeah, but you know, everything is also like we got quarters, you know, how you they move. So if we do something where you forgive me, I'm back in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I don't want to be waiting a month.
Not?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then I was like, oh, how about this guy? I don't want to mention names, but you know, I'm like, oh, so how about this guy? They're like, okay, this is the budget, no problem. Then, oh, but. And they're saying, this. The last time there's always a but. And you know, I think that's another attitude that we need to work on, you know, within the music industry or other industries in Ghana. You always hear something negative about somebody before they're positive. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that shouldn't be what, you know, you should always lift somebody up. And then if the person experiences something negative, then you talk about it with the person and you fix it. But you don't carry that experience and then go and...
It's always the negative before you the positive.
Always. I'm beginning to notice
the positives be like, where's the negative?
If they outweigh them, or the negative, it be some salt way, somebody no get way.
Yo, that's man. You guys take it easy. Take it easy. We know you all have problems. We all do.
We all
Presenters
do.
we do. DJs we do. All of us. The industry has problems.
Charlie.
But sometimes let's try and put the positive. And it's true. I mean, as much as we all see the negative and the positive, sometimes we should look at the positive side.
We should always look at the positive,
you know?
especially when it comes to introducing people's work. Yeah. You know, unless, I mean, if you got a bad work ethic, that one there, you don't go get away.
Of course.
Because your ethic is always going to show. It's like your reputation. You leave it behind. Yeah. You know, but I don't think that's the case. I just think, you know, it's always some kind of favoritism. Like, oh, this guy, you go hear something bad about him. You go hear, but this guy here, he'd be all-star. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because now that's your homie or that's your brother. But you know, I think we should always spread positivity so that people can grow and get opportunities that they need. And you know, cats like me won't have to go all the way to Nigeria.
I mean, but what really inspired that song? Is it a love song?
Kilode is a love story. No. Kilode is like, you know, Kilode means what's up, like how far, you know? So it's almost like Kilode Femi, like what's up, baby, you know? Almost like they toast a girl, you know. I mean, it's normal that the woman for play hard to get. Yeah. With a guy for play like you know, say she they play hard to get.
That's real life story right there.
You don't act like you know. You gotta act like you know that she don't know that she's playing hard to get. Yeah. And so, you know, like I say, I try to take normal situations and put them in a record, but you know, give it a different twist. You know, so it's just me trying to holler at a pretty girl and you know, seeing if we could start a friendship that can become a relationship that can become a, you know,
something big.
Something big, a ship.
A wedding ship.
A wedding ship.
And how's the response been so far?
It's been amazing, Charlie. It's been amazing, man. One of my boys was in Ohio like 3 days ago. He's like, Charlie, I just came out the club. They're playing Kilode. I'm like, oh, that's what's up. Yeah. You know, shout out to my PR team in the States, my PR team here in Ghana, PR team in Lagos. You know, what I did was I did like a parallel release where I made sure it came out in every home base I have. You know, so that's also a good advantage. Always keep your relationships tight. You know what I mean? You need that bridge. Once you cross over the bridge, you for cross back. You know? So don't burn bridges. That's one big thing that I learned in all the industries I've been in. So Kilo Day is slamming across worldwide.
Okay, go check it out. But if there's one thing that you want to change in this industry of ours, like one major thing that you've seen that you want to make, you know, you make it go, what would you say? You know, you leave this industry.
Charlie, I mean, I don't think I've left the industry since I don't want to show my age because the social media age too. People go get some. But since time, you know what I mean? I've never left the industry, you know. I don't look at obstacles and then turn the other way.
Yeah.
You know, I figure it out, and I've always figured my obstacles out, you know. And like I said, you know, I'm here to spread positive energy.
Yeah.
Ibab. So, you know, if you have an obstacle, Charlie, be positive about overcoming it and overcome it because every industry has problems. You know what I mean? Kilo Day is my first release since I've been back in Ghana for 2 years. So, you know, I can't start talking down on something that I'm only now releasing, you understand? If I had 3 releases, I could be like, okay, this went wrong with Kilo Day, this went wrong with this, so how can we fix it? But so far, you know, all my interviews have been great. I've showed up on time. Everything has run smoothly. I'm impressed by the technology and all the TV stations I've been to. I don't know what I was expecting, but this is just like anywhere else as far as the setup, as far as, you know, having makeup room, having people in the back. I think this is an old machine and it's only getting better. So let's not, you know, focus on the weak spots because that's everywhere you go. Let's make the Ghanaian music industry look better. Let's talk about it in a positive way so that more positive information will come in.
Great.
And we can represent Ghana.
Great stuff, great stuff. We're gonna be going right now, but I've enjoyed my time over here, man. I've had to learn a lot from this man. Bro, appreciate it. Appreciate it. Boom. That's what's up. All right, so I'm sure your fans, you know, will love you. What's the social media handle?
The social media handle is at Gibrilville. That's Gibrilville. So that's Gibril, Gibrilville, on all platforms. You just type in Gibrilville and it will bring you straight to all the music in the catalog.
Bro, thanks for coming through, man. Guys, I'm going to see you Gibrilville tomorrow at 11 a.m. Make sure you make time and let's have a great time together once again. Many thanks to the production team for the great work. Dan, my name, God took a microphone, put a soul in it, dropped it on net, and named it KMJ. And I was born to talk. Now, Tasha was caught in traffic, so we're still going to be recording that interview and play back for you. Thanks for watching.